You're listening to Riverwestradio on WXRW 104.1 FM. You're listening to Riverwestradio on WXRW 104.1 FM here in Milwaukee. Active Culture is brought to you in part by Lost World of Wonders. Since 1996, Lost World of Wonders has carried mainstream and alternative comics, action figures, trade paperbacks, manga, Gundam, and games. Located at 6913 West Oklahoma Avenue, more information is available at lostwonders.com. Hello, Milwaukee. How the hell are you coping? Will the Duke here with you, providing another privileged peek behind the curtain of bliss that is active culture here on River West Radio. Say that 3 times fast. We are broadcasting to you live on WXRW 104.1 FM here in the Cream City of Milwaukee, while simultaneously streaming live at our very own website, riverwestradio.com. And since every broadcast becomes a podcast, you can find this episode and over 260 others at the aforementioned website, riverwestradio.com. My guest today is an acclaimed and accomplished artist and musician, as well as a pianist extraordinaire. She serves as a piano teacher and accompanist at the Zakhar Bran School of Music and originally hails from Moscow, Russia. We here at Active Culture are beyond thrilled to welcome Maria Anikina to the program. Hello, Maria, and thank you for staying up late to have this wee chat with us here on Active Culture.
Hello, Will. Hello, everybody. Nice to be here tonight. Thank you.
Did I get the name right? Anikina?
Actually, Anikina, but it's okay.
Anikina.
Yes.
Oh, no. The least I can do is try to get your name right. Now, thanks for that. We just heard a glorious piece of music there. Tell us a little bit about the song we just heard.
Yes, this is just Prelude of Johann Sebastian Bach from the English suite in G minor. And I think it's my favorite piece of Bach. And we just produced it in the summer, this recording in the Switzerland, here where I live now.
Okay. I was just going to ask you that. Where in the world are you observing the quarantine right now? You're in Switzerland, right?
Yes, I'm in Switzerland, and I live in small town Olten. This is just between the main cities, Lucerne, Zurich, Bern, and Basel. And yes, we are here.
What stage of the pandemic lockdown is your community in right now?
Actually, nothing special. It's just like everywhere. All theaters, concert hall, shops, everything is closed. We have to wear masks in public place. But outside it's possible to be without masks. We're just making a new thing in this pandemic. For example, online concert or something like that.
Yeah, we've gone through something very similar. Mind you, we haven't had the direct approach. It's only now with a new president that we're finally starting to get things done about this. And the vaccines are finally getting distributed and people are finally being told, yes, you have to wear a mask. It's been kind of a crazy year, hasn't it?
Of course, yeah. It's difficult. It's something new. Normal life is gone, unfortunately.
How are you coping personally with coronavirus?
Actually great, because I practiced a lot. I had this opportunity. We made a few concerts. I met a soloist and also with chamber music. And I learned the ski and very happy with that. It's my new hobby now because in Switzerland we're able skiing for a year around. And yes, from October to May we are going to ski. It's very fun, because I like to spend my time in nature. And this is first thing. And the second one, of course, also important that I had a lot of time of learn a new program in this period. And also I'm still teaching a lot because our schools are open now, still open.
Yeah, we're still debating that one too. Most of our education is proceeding online, and it hasn't been easy for educators. It hasn't been easy for the students as well. Let me ask you this though: have you been able to use the internet then to stay current with your music and with your fans? You mentioned you did a recording a couple months back. Have you been able to use the internet then to stay?
Of course, yeah. We made a few online concerts. I made it a few months ago with the works of Rachmaninoff. I played just preludes of Rachmaninoff, and also with my partners of chamber ensembles. For example, a few weeks ago we have played a trio number 1, Opus 8 of Brahms, and in March with my singer we are planning to make also a few online concerts with the works of Schoenberg, Berg, and Rachmaninoff. I have to say, because it's very important in this time that we have internet, because when this lockdown couldn't happen, for example, 20 years ago, without these possibilities, it would be absolutely 100% of silence, I would say. But of course, I'm feeling strongly that I missed the chemical process between an artist and an audience. And it doesn't matter if you're playing for 1,000 people or just for 20, and you just share your music, your thoughts, your energy, and life emotions, and you catch it back from the people who listen. This is a very special moment. It's like a conversation for me. Sure.
I always think about the big flu epidemic we had 100 years ago. They call it the Spanish influenza. But back then, they barely had radio. How did people get along? How did they cope? It's insane. Now, I asked you about the internet. Where can our listeners find you online?
Actually, I have my YouTube channel, Maria Anikina, and also in Facebook, I share a lot of my recordings, my thoughts, and of course in Instagram. They can find me with my name, Maria Anikina.
Yes, and make sure you get the pronunciation right, my friends, because you don't want to sound like a Midwesterner, not like me. But let's get back into the music here. We started off with a piece by Bach, and now we're going to sample a little bit of Ludwig van, little Beethoven, right?
Yes.
Right, this is Moonlight, the Sonata Opus 27, and it's only here, my friends, Active Culture, Riverwestradio. A glorious stroll through the moonlight, courtesy of Ludwig van Beethoven and our very special guest, Maria. Thanks so much for that brilliant tune. Quite amazing. Let me ask you this now. We're going to skip a little bit ahead here. One of the things I wanted to ask you about, when you approach, a new piece, that you're going to be performing, do you have, a set creative process when you decide to, perform a song, or is it different with each song?
Well, actually, I would say it's always like an improvisation, because I never have some plan how I practice or how I prepare this piece. Sometimes I can work 8 or 9 hours. Sometimes to me better to go walk, for example, in forest, or to listen some good recordings of other musician, and the same on the stage. But the work with a new piece, it's like to meet a new person. It needs some time to know to each other, yeah. Sometimes it needs weeks, sometimes months, and even years. Yes. So, but the most happiest moment, just when you spend a lot of time with a new piece, and in some moment you suddenly feel the absolute understanding about this music. Inside you. Just like you, I know, in your avatar, fusing together in 100%, yeah, and this is really happy moment. But sometimes you need to wait.
What part of your creative process, though, brings you the most satisfaction? Is it the voyage of discovery when you're rehearsing a piece? Is it the satisfaction you get from recording a piece and knowing it's out there for posterity, or is it getting to perform that piece live in front of an audience? Which part of it brings you the most joy?
Actually, all of them, because how I said, when you practice, you started to practice with new piece, and just you're in love with this piece. But after, for example, weeks and months, you're just suddenly feeling a bit sad because you didn't find this inspiration, and you didn't catch this special moment, yeah, when you're fusing with the soul of this piece together. But this is work process just, and of course all recordings, it helps to find more when you spend a lot of time just alone with this piece at home, I don't know, because this is process is really special. Normally when we are practice, we are just alone.
Right.
Yeah, and of course to play for the audience, it's like I say, it's like conversation. When I just also the happiest moment, for example, I just remember now after the concert when people coming to you and just speaking some thoughts in which you had during the performance.
Right.
Yeah.
Who are your idols? Who are the artists who inspire you? And I don't necessarily mean music. It could be art, could be theater. Who are the creators that you take inspiration from?
Yes, actually I don't have them, but because you never know from where the inspiration is coming. Sometimes from some unknown artists. I think you just have to search some muse for you. This is important. It's nature, yeah. For example, for me, it's very good muse in the nature, because in Switzerland, for example, we have a lot of space with inspiration, nature. But of course, I can say some names who always keep in the big interest for me. For example, this is the pianist Marta Argerich, is an Argentine pianist, and a Russian pianist, Mikhail Pletnev.
What's next for you?
Yes, now I just started to negotiate with K&S Classical Company about making my new CD with the works of Russian composers. I think we will produce it near summer. And also, at the moment, I just learned the new program. This is the first sonata of Sergei Rachmaninoff. and the scherzo from the Sixth Symphony of Piotr Tchaikovsky. This is a transcription for the piano of Samuel Feinberg.
So you're getting to do some Russian composers in your future. It sounds like a sentimental journey for you.
Yes, maybe.
Listen, my dear, the time has just flown by. Cannot thank you enough for being our guest here on Active Culture.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Well, I did warn you, once we got started, this was just going to fly right on by. We're going to head out the door in the meantime, though, with a tune from Claude Debussy. And this is only here, my friends, Active Culture, Riverwestradio.